Hi everyone. Today is Wednesday. It is the 21st of August, and this is the Moneyball Morning Report for the Benzinga Pro platform. We did just have an economic release a bit ago, but nothing really into the space. We do have FOMC minutes, Target reported, and the numbers were great, and so that's got the market thinking that all's fine and dandy in the world. Okay, so what are we looking at this morning? You might see this. I had the folks at TrendSpider build me an indicator. It's pretty easy to see what it is, but it's measuring the opening range of the first hour of price action in the market for the futures. Okay, and so that's what we're seeing. I find it to be quite useful. If you take a peek, you can look and see very nice target areas, both up and down. If you don't have TrendSpider or you're using another platform, simply draw yourself a Fibonacci that covers the first 1 hour candlestick of trading. And I really like what I am seeing, just trying to get a lot more quantitative for us as we traverse the market. So what are we looking at? Let me hide this. Let me hide this indicator right now. What are we looking at? We are looking at a buy the dip formation, and the value area high. I've also changed a little bit about what we're looking in volume profile events. We're looking at these areas for the prior day fibs, the prior day's VWAP. And so we are quite a bit above it. Those become very nice areas to bounce off of. We have 5,600, I still think is the pullback target. Upward target is 56.65 all the way to 56.75 on the upside. But clearly we're going to buy the dip formation. Now, here's our sideways pressure event for the day. You can see the background for the VWAP ribbons moving us and the pullback to the point of control sitting here at 56.25, giving us buying pressure. Notice the wicks above. You're going to have to take profit as it edges up into these higher levels and then wait for a pullback at heavy congestion. That number I like at around 56.28, potentially. A lot of heavy congestion here, and so I want to stare down that number, 56.29.50. All right, let's take a look at SPY. Right, and let's stare down these edges. From the first opening range, again, you can see some very nice trajectories up. 560 to 565, still those target zones. First hour of trading giving us expansion into this area. Does it mean we short there? No, it doesn't. If we have trend that's upside and we're sitting above the VWAP, it's actually telling us to take profit at the bounce into these regions and then manage the stop for whatever the balance of what you're looking at is. All right, and that is key for us to stare down. Okay, so that being said, the numbers that we would like to see test, 558 to 560 on that upside pressure event. We do have FOMC minutes this afternoon. They're going to parse through it. They're going to find whatever they can to trade it. Here's the storyboard. As we see this hourly formation, we can see that we are moving somewhat sideways, and so a downside pressure event not unlikely into the 557 area where we should bounce again. You can see how this volume profile is very, very thin. Let's take a look at the daily on that event. We can see all the things that we need to see. We are getting a little bit toppy. First down day in quite a bit, and we are still in a fierce buy the dip formation. All right, very much buy the dip, and it's getting harder and harder with good retail numbers for the Fed to go, you know what, we got to cut. So this becomes an incredibly difficult tightrope for the Fed. And, we'll see what happens. Here we are looking at the NQ. Look at this volume point of control. It is very strong up here at 19,952. We came right into it yesterday and now sitting well above the close of the prior day, dancing around the open of the prior day. So let's look at that line in the sand, 19,867. If we get up and over that edge, we're probably going to try to go after 20,000. What is the support zone? We'll look at 19,719. Let's open this range up and then put it on the 1 hour and see how we stare down these levels. We are looking at the 2618 being the value area high at 19,870-ish. You can see we stopped just shy of that right here at this wick at 19,867. We could be very sideways today. The wicks tell me don't hang on if you get long up here. Just take your profit and pick up your ball and wait for the next game. All right, pullbacks. I do like this 19,816 area. It was a great area yesterday for a bounce, and it could be a great area today for a bounce. Also, pre-market low has been a little bit of, I like it, right? Pre-market low. We could trade in this range for quite a bit. All right, let's take a look at the Qs. Ooh, a little bit of a double distribution event. All right, so low volume node right here with this massive run up on, what was that, Monday? Just a savage buying event. And now building pressure here. Here is the 2 expansion. Where's relative resistance? It looks like, I don't know, maybe we have some congestion area right around here. 482. The goal is to get up to this 486 zone with the prior highs. And so, again, pullbacks are buy zones. Ideal area to look at, pre-market low. Value area high is also well below this zone. And this is a warning to me. It tells me, you could easily come back into that area and fill it in before heading to the north. As you guys know, I believe that we are going to be in a very tight sideways, well, it's not going to be tight, it's going to be very wide, but very volatile formations in the near term. And that is what I am suspecting. Where will I be wrong? Where we break out and we hit higher. So how do we know what to do? Listen, first things first, just, let's put this back at the 8 if we're staring down the day. Just look at the trend. If you're making higher highs and higher lows, don't do anything but buy the dip. Trade in one direction. If it breaks your support and it starts making lower lows, stop buying the dip and wait for it to revert to the mean and just trade in the direction of trend. Let's take a look at the YM. YM sitting, whoa, that's interesting. I drew this yesterday, of course, did not break through, but got awfully close. And now we're sitting in this curving event, still very bullish, moving up and still holding these higher lows, right? If you want to say, okay, Emery, what about this really tight formation? What if it starts losing that? Yeah, if it starts losing it, it's in mean reversion, but the song remains the same. As long as I keep making higher lows, I buy the dip. I don't need to do anything else. If I stop making higher lows or I stop making higher highs, I know I'm in a range formation, and that range formation is going to give me more updraft in my portfolio if I just buy the dip and sell the top of the formation. But as long as I am sitting in pockets of higher lows, I am going to break to the north. That's just the way price action looks. I know that's hideous, right? We're going to change a few things, but he got it for me right out the door. I mean, built it for me in a couple hours, which I really appreciated because I don't have to draw it. Take a look. First hour of trading, all the way up to the threes, and it says, hey, if you're moving there, we've got a range of 2 times what the opening tick was, the opening candlestick, and you take profit up there, 41,000 and 30, right? And you wait for the dip. Here it comes. Wait for the dip. Look for the sideways formations that come in. Look at your current candle, 2, 3 candles to the left. Draw yourself a line. That's going to be your buy zone to buy the dip if you're using the hourly chart, right? High edge. You could even, buy it up here, not after the fact, right? And where's your stop? It's always going to be the low of that next candlestick formation. So watch your size. If you're thinking to yourself, wait a second, that's kind of a lazy river style motion. If I immediately lose this, I'm going to get out of this trade, take a little bit of a paper cut, and then, wait for it to come down before I buy again, right? And you can look at this 1.618 area. Just take a snapshot of what you're watching here and go in that direction. All right, not going to discuss oil or gold today, but we do have our midday Zoom event for Benzinga Pro members, and I look forward to seeing all of you there. We'll be discussing Palo Alto, we'll be discussing this move in Target, all kinds of fascinating things to talk about, as well as new positions on the horizon. Okay, take care, everyone, and I'll see you on the platforms.